In this tutorial, we're going to look at doing some desktop publishing. What this means is that we will take some raw text, just some unformatted text, and then we will turn it into a document ready for printing. In this case, we're going to attempt to take a set of rules that we will supplied as a document, and then we're going to make it into a one-page poster. So you can see an example here of the kind of thing that we are aiming for. Your poster doesn't have to look exactly like this, but we are aiming to meet certain criteria. Here are the targets that we're going to try and hit. The poster has to fit on one page. Our name should be in the header so that we know who it belongs to if it prints out. All of the rules should have numbered bullet points, and there's a gap between each numbered paragraph. There should be a border around the whole page, and the title should have a separate border. We should have a few images to help brighten up the page a little bit, break up the text, and these should have text wrapping so that they sit beside the rules rather than above or below them. All the fonts should be readable and maybe consistent rather than a whole jumble of different fonts, and the main point of each rule should be in bold. So this is what we're aiming for. And you will be supplied with the raw text. So if I was to have a look, I'm going to go to the lesson here, and you see we've got unformatted rules, a document that looks just like this. So each rule is given with a little star to represent the individual rules. And then there's a section here to be able to sign and date the poster at the end. We've got the option here of opening it, and we can open it with Google Docs, or we could possibly connect other apps. Let's start off by looking at Google Docs. So Google Docs is a word processor. It will allow us to do some desktop publishing with it. In other words, it will let us format the text and make some changes to it. And you can see that there's a ribbon here that has various formatting options like centering and aligning, or moving things in, indenting, or changing the fonts and sizes and so on. What I'm going to do here is have a look at exporting the file and then using it in Microsoft Word. If I go to File and then Download, you'll see that there are a variety of different options available. Microsoft Word, an open document format, rich text format, PDF, or plain text. Now, which of these you choose will have an impact on how much formatting you can achieve. So, as an example, if I was to download this as plain text, and then just open that with the standard notepad for working with text files, I could attempt to make a poster in this program. But we would see, if I go to View, so if I go to Format and Word Wrap, so that it wraps around on the page, I can do a little bit of arranging this page. But let's say I wanted to change the font. Maybe I want to change the font. I'm going to highlight the first rule here, and I'm going to go to Format, Font, and then maybe change Cooper, Black Oblique, and size 14. Now you can see if I do that, it wasn't just the first rule that changed, it was all of the rules. Okay, what if I wanted to put a border around, or what if I wanted to put some pictures in? There are no options for including pictures. There are no options for putting borders on the page. So a text file would be poor choice to be able to do some proper formatting of this poster. So I'm just going to close that. I'm going to try again. If I look at some of the other options here, a rich text format would allow me to use different fonts and colours and possibly even include pictures in the page. And it's a very portable format that works between different programs, but it's not really the best for formatting itself. A PDF document is a portable document format, but it's read-only. When I save that, it means that I can't actually edit it. So we're just going to have a quick look at some of the issues. So if I choose Word, I get good formatting tools and I can place things on the page where I want them. The only problem with Word is that it's an expensive program and sometimes text wrapping can be a little bit tricky. I could maybe choose Publisher and that lets me easily lay things out on the page and use templates. The real problem with Publisher is that not everyone will have that installed on their computer. Particularly your teacher may not have that installed, and if you send them a Publisher file, they may not be able to read it. We could use Google Docs and that will let us format things. There are some good tools in there, but they're not as good as Microsoft Word. So that's why we're going to start and have a look at Microsoft Word for formatting our poster. And as I said, the PDF, what's good about it is that almost anyone will be able to read it on their computer or phone. It's a very portable format, but once you've saved it, you can't really edit it. You can't make changes to the PDF that gets saved unless you have specialist software. So having said that, let's have a look then at going back and attempting to download this for use in Word. So I'm going to go to Download, Microsoft Word. That gets downloaded and I should then be able to open that in Microsoft Word. Remember that you can have Office 365 available for free with your school account. And I'm now going to try to meet all of the criteria that were set out as the targets for this. So the first thing is it's got to all fit in a page. Actually, I'm going to do some of the other things first and then try fitting it to a page because I might need to adjust sizes and so on. Okay, my name is going to be in the header. How do we change the header? Well, the easy way to do this is just to double click at the top of your page, so above the text, and then you're going to put in your name. I'm going to put Mr. Morton. And when I print this out, it means that that will appear on the page and we'll know who the printout belongs to. And then I can just double click back into the page to leave the header, and that's me now back in the main part of the document. What else do I have to do? Each rule has to be a numbered bullet point. Now I quite often see students go in here and they'll take that and they'll type 1 and then they'll move down and they'll delete that and they'll type 2. We don't need to do that in Word. What we can do is we can highlight all of our starred bullet points, so down to here, but not I agree, that's not part of the rules. And then we can come up here to bullets. Now if we choose bullets from here, there's a range of different styles like a little dart or possibly a circle or a square. But we were asked specifically to make numbered bullet points. So instead of these here, I'm going to choose these and then choose to put a number on each of the bullets. To make a bit more room, what I'm also going to do is use this outdent to decrease the indent so that they move a bit closer to the edge and take up less space. That's one thing done, but I'm still not fitting onto one page, so I might have to look at the spacing between the various different rules here. So I'm going to highlight all of these rules, and I'm going to look here at the line spacing. And if I go up the way, it's taking more space. If I go down the way, but I can remove space after the paragraphs, and that has now brought my page down to a single page. So everything's fitting on a single page at the moment. Let's go back and look at our targets again. The page has a decorative border, so I can go into design and I can look at page borders, and I can choose to apply maybe something like a 3D, or possibly something from here, maybe a kind of double wavelength line. I'm going to apply that to the whole document. I can change the size of it perhaps, not with that particular style, and that has put a border around my document. I'm then going to put in a title, and on the original it was something like Computer Lab Rules, which I should spell correctly. Always do a spell check before you print anything out. So I'm going to highlight this here, and I'm going to go to Styles, and I'm going to change this into a title style. And again, we can see it's made a big gap before it, which is really wasting space. So I'm going to go into the paragraph here and knock this down to 0 space before that. I'm going to center my title. I wouldn't recommend centering the rest of the text. It makes it harder to read. So just bullet points at the side of the page is good. But I'm also going to apply a border to this bit here. So you remember we went to Design and Page Borders before. I should just be able from here to choose this drop down box here to change the borders. So come down to Border and Shading. And then I might like to go to Custom, and perhaps maybe, or 3D. Maybe give it a little stripy border, and I'm going to apply it just to the paragraph. So we can apply it to the text that was highlighted, we can apply it to the paragraph. We're no longer at the option for the whole page because I've highlighted a piece of text. So I click OK there, and my title has got a border, and I've just gone over one page, and I could possibly just fix that by deleting any extra spaces. Okay, so going back to my criteria, I'm fitting on one page, my name's in the header, I've got numbered bullet points, the paragraphs have got spaces after them, I've got borders around the page and the title. I just need a few images, and then my poster is more or less complete. So what I'm going to try and do is to find images that match up to the things that we've got here. So for example, remember to shut down your computer. I'm going to click at the end of this paragraph, and I'm going to go to Insert, Picture. I'm going to say Picture from Online Pictures. And I'm just going to type in here, shutdown, and see what I get. And sure enough, I get some shutdown buttons. So this is probably fine. One of the things that you could possibly just check is that you're not getting a huge, enormous photograph that's then going to be squashed down into a tiny picture. So we can look at more information, and it will tell us how big these things are. You probably don't want any more than about 800 by 800. This one here is maybe a bit too big on the big side with 1000 by 1000. 600 by 600 is looking fairly common. So I'm going to pick this one here, and I'm going to insert it. Now when I insert it, you see the reason I wanted something small. This one is absolutely huge as it stands, and that was just 600 by 600. I can shrink it down by grabbing a corner and dragging it in, but you'll notice that it's going between these paragraphs. And so what I want to do is to switch on text wrap and make it square around this. This is what makes it go to the side of the rule rather than through the rule. And I can then drag this around and place it where I need to. Remember that the more pictures you put on, the less space there is for your text, so maybe you should be sparing with these things. So I'm going to just put one more here as a police badge, and then a little bit of a tidy up to make sure it fits on a single page, and that is me almost done. Check the criteria, make sure it's all good to go, And that is our formatted poster.